Hey guys, thank you for joining me here today where it's a beautiful early fall rainy day. We are stuck underneath the tarp today, so I thought I would take this opportunity to do some tool maintenance. The autumn is an excellent time to take care of your tools. You can clean them up from the summertime and get them ready for the fall and winter seasons ahead. I'm going to show you a little bit of work that I have done so far in the early fall, and then I'm going to show you how I clean up and care for a knife that has been used pretty hard over the past few weeks, and that is my Condor Bushlore. This is my Dream Axe, my council tool woodcraft pack axe. It is absolutely tremendous, and I like to give it the attention and care that it deserves. What I've done is I went ahead and put a mirror finish on that bevel there. So this axe is now nice and clean and smooth, very sharp and ready for the winter time ahead. I took it out a few weeks ago with some family and friends on a woods outing that we had, and people of all ages were able to enjoy this knife. We all batoned with it and carved with it and did a lot of different things with it. As you can see, it can use some touching up. A little bit of rust over the patina there. The edge, which actually held up pretty well considering all that we put this knife through over a couple of days, can use some touching up as well. So we'll do that. We'll treat the handle a little bit and have some fun here, guys. You can get these little kits from AutoZone. They're small sanding area kits, foam handle that has hook and loop on the bottom, and these little strips of sandpaper that come pre-cut and attach right onto there. Before I started using these little sanding blocks and would just hold the sandpaper and sand, I had a hard time getting into these little areas, like right next to the handle and right here where you get that transition into the cutting edge. But with these, I can actually maneuver right into those areas. When sanding by hand, getting close to the edge can get quite uncomfortable because you're risking cutting yourself. But with these sanding blocks, I can get much closer to the edge than I ever have and get that nice and cleaned up. If one side of the sandpaper starts to go a little dull on me, I flip this around and it's just as comfortable to hold it that way. So now both of our ends are pretty used, so we're just going to move this sandpaper up a little bit on the hook and loop so we can take advantage of the area that we haven't used. This first grit that I'm using is 400. These sanding kits come with a 400, a 1000, and a 1500, which do the job just fine for me. So there's our first step. The 400's done. We're just going to grab another one of these and we're simply going to throw on the 1000. Step up and grit here. I'm liking how that side looks. So I'm just going to flip it over, and then I'm going to flip my block over and use the fresh sandpaper on this side. Most of you guys know that the Bushlores come with a gray coating on there, and I remove that right away. I'm not a big fan of any type of coating on my blades. Now this doesn't have to be perfect and shine or anything like that because this is a workhorse for me. All we're going to do now is just move up to the 1500 to finish it off, and then I'll show you my next step. There's our blade after 400, 1000, and 1500. All cleaned up. And then with the 1500 pad that I have on there, I just like to go over the handle. So being 1500 and being that I used it to clean up the blade here, it's not going to do a whole lot, just kind of polish up the handle and clean it a little bit. I have two Japanese whetstones, the thin ones. I have this one that's 800 and this one that's 1500. They've always done me well. I can carry them around much easier. I can hold them in different ways. I can hold them this way and sharpen. I can set them down and sharpen. Now we're just taking our Bushlore to the ceramic rod. And if you don't have a ceramic rod, I've showed it in videos before. You can take your ceramic coffee cup or your ceramic bowl, flip it upside down, and get the same effect. And some stropping. And then in my little Altoids tin here, I have a piece of fix-and wax. I would like to thank you guys for joining me here today for our little discussion on tool maintenance and cleaning up our Condor Bushlore. Both tools are now all set to handle the fall and the winter. If you have any questions, just go ahead and ask in the comments down below. It was great to see everybody, and we will talk to you again down the road, guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.